What's shaking, everybody? Thanks again for tuning in to Poor Boys RC. Really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your busy days to watch my little RC show. Thanks again. So today we're going to do part 2 of the Traxxas Sledgehammer restoration. And if you haven't watched part 1, make sure you do it, where we build this beautiful body, cut it out, apply decals, all that fun stuff. That's the part that took some effort. Now, really just to get this thing restored, there isn't much left for me to do. It came in an immaculate condition. Really outstanding condition. And I'm a less is more kind of guy. I'm not going to rip the whole thing apart, every nut and bolt. I think that just opens you up for opportunity to maybe break something or lose something. And let's face it, this kit's 30 years old. Finding parts is not going to be easy. So I'm just going to give it a quick cleanup. I noticed the front shocks are out of oil. The rears are a little bit low. So we'll get the shocks off. We'll put some oil in them. We've got a wheel that's mounted backwards. Some of you keen viewers noticed that the first time around. We've got some serious slop. You think Tamiya slop is something. Let's just call it 80s and 90s slop, because that's pretty ruthless. We'll check out those bushings. I think these have those Oilite brass bushings in here. So we'll see the condition of those. Maybe replace them with some plastic bushings. I'm not going to upgrade this kit. It's old. It's not going to get a lot of runtime, so it's just not worth it. But really it just needs a little once over, and that's what we're going to do today. So stay tuned, check it out, and thanks again for stopping by. Well, guys, I really don't know what to tell you, because I had a whole... I thought we were going to have to rebuild shocks at least, and, you know, do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that. But, like, this thing is just absolutely mint. There's not much for me to do. So this is going to be, like, the least information inclusive RC restoration, I think, ever in my RC life. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. There's not really much going on. These bushings seem okay. Like, they're not, you know, there's more slop in the actual part itself than there is in the bushing. The bushings are actually nice and tight, so I'm just going to leave them on as is. No need to really do anything there. I mean, it was the 90s. Parts were sloppy. I heard somebody recently call it Tamiya slop. I like that phrase. Good enough. One tiny cosmetic change I'm going to make is that the collars for the shocks, I'm going to just kind of face them both outward like that. On this side, they're both inward facing, as you can see. So I'm going to switch the shocks around just so they're all consistent. There we go, those two are done. I like the look of that. Get the old trusty paintbrush in there. Tidy these guys up a little. The chassis, I mean, the interior of the chassis is absolutely mint. There's just a little bit of dust in there, so really I'm just going to... The rear shocks have some schmutz on them. They've been some cobwebs and whatnot. So just a quick little once over. Again, I don't want to go too crazy. I almost broke a front upright already. Can I find one available somewhere? Maybe, but do I want to risk it? Heck no. So the shocks look nice and clean back here. I just want to do to the rears what I did to the fronts. Get these guys all facing the same way so they look nice and consistent. There's these little nubs that are sitting right here on the shocks that are just from the molding process. They've got some dirt accumulated on them. I bet I could shave them off. Ooh, look at that. Nice and clean looking. Yeah, it looks a lot nicer. Pretty small detail, but they say the devil's in the details, don't they? So that's it, guys. I've given the thing a brush over. It's clean. The shocks all look the same. Everything is good to go on this thing. I'm not going to do another thing to it. Quickest, easiest restoration of all time. Lazy man's restoration. my kind of restoration. However, that being said, I have hit my first snag, and that is the fact that back in the 90s, everybody ran Tamiya style plugs, including Traxxas. And the only nickel metal hydride pack I have has a Dean's plug on it. So I need to build an adapter because I do not want to change the plug on that factory ESC. I want to keep its vintage nature. So hang out with me and watch me build an adapter. All right, so our super duper sweet custom adapter has been made like that and like that. So let's get this battery in here. Let's see if this thing actually works. I haven't even tested it. I'm just assuming this is all gonna work. 30-year-old electronics. Who knows? Got her in the off position. Plug it in, fingers crossed, nothing goes up in smoke. Okay, we're off to a good start. The little red LED works. Let's turn the truck on, see what happens. Okay, our trim's off a little bit. Oh, it's alive. Look at the amount of steering this thing has. Wow. It's alive. Cool, 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 cool. Wow, that's so sloppy. Cool. Okay, that is wicked. Phil is stoked. The radio also has this cool little trim right here where you can adjust your where your trigger sits. So you kind of put your screwdriver in there, you turn it, and that will work in conjunction with your throttle trim. So I'll put that back so my throttle trim's at 0. Oh, she's screaming, boys. Oh, man. Okay, so that is awesome. This thing works. The speedo it's proportional. Does some goofy stuff, but that's cool. Wow, it works. This 30-year-old truck works perfect. Phil is happy. There is a ton of slop back here. But hey, that's cool. Things were sloppy in the 90s. Awesome, guys. Hey, listen, I am freaking stoked. That is great news. This thing is 100% functional. So let's get this thing turned off. Blah, blah, blah. Wow. Wow, I'm buzzing. I'm excited, if you couldn't tell. Now, the only downside is I've got an 1800 milliamp pack. That's all I have for nickel metal hydrides. So I dare not put a LiPo in this thing because I don't want to know what might happen. So I'll have to, I got to record a running video soon. I'm going to have to like record a bit, come home charge, record a bit, come home charge. It's going to take like 5 tries to make a, you know, you record for a day and you end up with like a 5-minute video. So that's going to be cool. but we'll get it done because it's got to happen. The sledgehammer has to live again. So what else can I say? It's working. I'm waiting on one final part. Eric, you're the man. Thank you so much for finding me that part. One of these little washers here. And as you can see, I'm missing one on this body post. And Eric, my good man down in Minnesota, found one for me. Thanks, amigo. Totally appreciate it. And that sucker's in the mail. When it shows up, it's going to be sweet. Let's do this just because we can now. Bada bing, bada boom. The sledgehammer is revived. All right. I am excited, guys. I am truly excited. If you can't tell, this thing, look how cool it looks. We are going to take it for a rip really soon. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I really do appreciate it. I love you guys. I love all of you. And be excellent to each other. Oddity.